So are you having a problem with dropouts? Do you have problems that people on your team aren't engaging? They don't get enough customers? They don't recruit often enough or enough people personally in the first line? Hey everybody, Randy Gage here, and I wanted to take some time here and share with you some tips on how to build a solid business and how to get through this problem of dropouts and no-shows and people not having enough activity or not enrolling enough people. So let me go through some things that I think would be really helpful for you, and then if you share this video with your team, you'll see there's a lot of share buttons down below. I think you can get an exponential effect of real activity going on with your team. What this really is, what I would like to share with you today is my blueprint for how do you build a strong team? How do you build true duplication and create passive residual income? For those of you guys who were at our Jonax Mastermind event in Orlando a couple of weeks ago, I did a master class on this, and response was over the moon. People had never seen anything like this before. And it's really kind of simple. In other words, the foundation, but people just never thought about it that way. Whereas this is how I think about it. I'm very rational, logical, analytical, and I always break down, okay, how did I build a team of 200,000 people? How did I produce hundreds of millions of dollars of volume like that continually goes on in this strong volume that occurs month after month, even when I was 6 months into a sabbatical? So how does that happen? Well, here's the blueprint, the key parts of it. The recruiting, right? We need people enrolling. It's activity, meaning they need to be doing the other activity of working with the teams, all of that stuff. And then it's about, retention, keeping people focused, keeping people into the system. The components that really make the blueprint up are the system, the tools, and the training. And today I want to really focus on the training. As far as the system, you've seen my book, probably Multi-Level Money Machine, Making the First Circle Work, my Duplication Nation album. That's really my whole nuts and bolts generic system for how you do the business. And that's all spelled out so that no matter what program you're in, no matter what kind of compensation plan you are, those resources will help you create a step-by-step system that you can follow. Tools, hopefully your company has a bunch of tools already that you can use. Product catalogs, DVDs, recruiting videos, any of those kind of things. All those tools are really important to duplication. And if you need to supplement them with third-party tools, whether from me or from other experts in the business, then go ahead and do that. But it's important to have tools because tools are where duplication lives. That means the business isn't about you. So it doesn't matter if you made $30 million or you just started yesterday and you haven't sponsored anybody yet. Nobody's going to use your experience or lack of experience against you. Nobody's going to use the amount of money you make or don't make against you. They're just going to look at the system, look at the tools and say, oh, this is how that works. This is how that could work for me. So system, tools, and then what I want to talk about today is the training. The actual skill sets that people need to become proficient in so that they can build a business, build a team, and their team is going to be able to replicate the same results. The key thing I'm looking for here, and you got to be looking for here too, is passive residual income. Now, really important you understand this. A lot of people in our profession talk about passive income. A lot of people talk about residual income. There's a qualitative difference there. If you have a paper route and you have 100 customers, you've got residual income. Every morning you get up and you deliver those 100 newspapers to the 100 customers. You've got a set amount of money which you know you're going to make every day, every week, every month. That's residual income. It's not passive residual income, because if you don't get up at 5 a.m. and don't go deliver those newspapers, you don't get paid. So what I want to talk about today is how you create passive residual income. And that's the sexiest thing about network marketing, always has been, always will be. The fact that you can do the job once and get paid forever. that you can use the concept of leverage, which is what Madonna and Prince and Bill Gates and Oprah and Rockefeller and Carnegie, and look at the most successful, wealthiest people in the world. They understand, hey, there's only 24 hours a day for everybody. You can only work so hard, no matter who you are. You've got to employ the concept of leverage. And there's ways to do that, obviously, with investing, with real estate. But network marketing is the perfect model for leverage because you don't need a lot of money to start it, and you don't need a lot of training. And people aren't going to charge you a lot of money to learn it. When you join your business, you got a whole sponsorship line of people above you that have a vested interest in your success, and they want to come down and support you for free because it behooves them to support you because that just makes their own business stronger. That's what you see in network marketing. That you don't see that in any other business in the world. And it's this concept of leverage. So if you read my book, Risky is the New Safe, any of the Robert Kiyosaki books, David Bach, a lot of financial experts are recommending network marketing for exactly this reason. Because of your ability to put this concept of leverage to work and then create a solid passive residual income. So let's talk about how you do that. And I'm going to give you the 7 actions, the 7 things that you're going to have to practice if you want to build a strong business. And then when we finish that, I'm going to give you assignments, okay? If you're serious about this and you really want to make it happen, then I'm going to give you 5 assignments that you're going to need to do if you really want to put all this into practice. So let's get right into it. Number 1, get in, buy in. Now, what do I mean by that? You're already enrolled, right? You wouldn't be watching this video if you weren't. Now I want you to buy in. I want you to get over the line. I want you to stop trying to do the business. Stop seeing if the business is going to work and just commit that you're in. You're in to stay and you're in all the way. Network marketing doesn't need to be tested. It doesn't need to be proven. It's been around almost 60 years now. It's done billions and billions and billions of dollars in sales. It's made countless numbers of millionaires and multi-millionaires. It's made a number of multi-billion-dollar companies. It's a very strong, powerful force in the business world today. And it's been proven. So there's no question, does this work? The question is, are you committed to do it? So that's step 1. I want you to buy into it. Number 2, really important, and this is where a lot of people fall down and you can get ahead of the pack. The second action step is, I want you to keep sponsoring people until you have at least 4 lines chasing you. Now, what do I mean by chasing you? Meaning, this is when people call you up and say, hey, I got this new person down at my 3rd level, they're doing their first home meeting tonight, and they want to know, could you call in, for 5 minutes? Or, hey, I've got a new line over in Detroit, and, they're doing monthly meetings now, or weekly meetings now, and they need a guest speaker in March, and they want to know, would you be able to fly in to do that? Or, hey, got somebody at my 5th level, did his first presentations, got some key people, would you be willing to Skype in? They're chasing after you to get your help. They're asking for support. They're active, they're engaging, they're building, and they need help. You love lines like that. You love to have people chasing you like that because that means we're building customers, we're building volume, the business is growing. So the deal is you have to start recruiting or you have to restart recruiting and keep sponsoring until you have at least 4 lines chasing you. So don't stop until then. The problem is people quit, they get these titles like manager or supervisor or director, and then they think they need to manage the business. No, you're not ready to be directing or supervising yet. You need to get at least 4 lines chasing you. Number 3, number 3 is become proficient in the 4 basic skill sets. Now, what are the basic skill sets? The ability to meet people, working a candidate list, inviting, and follow-up. And I'm going to talk about more on how you can do that. I've got an amazing resource for you and your team that we'll talk about near the end here. But for now, just know you got to be at least proficient in all 4 of those. And nobody needs months to do this. Nobody needs years to do this. These are skill sets that anybody could be proficient in within a couple of weeks. So, and I'm going to show you how you can get them up to speed even more quickly. How you can get up to speed even more quickly. Number 4, commit to drive depth at least 10 levels deep with each of those 4 lines that are chasing you. In other words, and I would say do this with every serious person you enroll. Every person who says they want to do that and they go to work, you say, hey, I'm going to work with you and I'm going to be your partner. I'm going to help you drive depth at least 10 levels deep. And it doesn't matter how your compensation plan is, whether you're a binary or a stair-step breakaway or unilevel, that is irrelevant to this discussion. I want you to get down in their living room and help them with their people and get in their living room and help them get in their people and their people and their people. And commit to driving depth at least 10 levels deep. Now what you're going to do is you're helping them drive down one line and then you're having them replicate the process in another line with each of those people. So you sponsor Mary, you say, Mary, I'm going to help you drive depth, at least 10 levels. So you help Mary, and then Mary brings in Roger. So now you help her help Roger. But you want her to be working with Roger and help Roger drive depth 10 levels deep. Now Roger brings in his first person is Mary or Becky, so now you're helping Mary, helping Roger, help Becky. You want to keep driving down, and then Mary helps her person, Roger helps his people, Becky helps her people. So you might be working outside, inside, or you're working inside, outside, they work outside. That's how you flesh out an organization. Remember, whatever your comp plan is, that doesn't matter. We're just talking about the principles of driving depth. How you sponsor, where you place people in the structure. Talk to your sponsor or somebody in your sponsorship line. They'll let you know the best ways to do that in your company. But for now, I just want you to be driving depth. Number 5, rotate the pattern. What do I mean by this? I want you to rotate the skill set training that you're giving your people as you drive depth at least 10 levels deep. And what are the things you're rotating? Those 4 skill sets we talked about. How to meet people, work in a candidate list, inviting, and follow up. So you'll see it's very synergistic, works together, creates very strong duplication. Number 6, keep driving depth in each line until somebody takes it away from you. Now what do I mean by that? You'll see, if you really go down and you keep driving, and you're developing leaders, which will be a result of teaching these skill sets, rotating the pattern, helping people go down in depth, you'll see leaders emerge. And then there will come a point in every line where somebody will take it away from you. They'll just say, I got this. Yeah, no, we've got regular meetings, we set it up, we set a leadership council, we've got a venue, we rotate the speakers, we've got a training outline, and you'll see that duplication is really happening. They've taken it away from you. So you commit to keep driving that in each of those lines until somebody takes it away from you. Now, after you do that with 4 lines, then we'll talk about what you're going to do next. That'll be in a future video I'm going to put together on where the leadership stuff goes, but that'll be in another video. For right now, I want you just to concentrate on getting strong duplication in your team, where your people are trained and confident and active. They're inviting, they're presenting, they're signing people up, and they're duplicating. All right? Number 7 is counseling. And again, look at my book or albums if you don't know that, because obviously we could spend 2 hours just on that. But it's really important that you're counseling every month with people under you who are putting their data together, sending their counseling forms up to you. Then you aggregate that and you send it to somebody who's a higher pin rank above you that you're counseling with. And they're giving you guidance on who you should be working with, what are the activities you should be doing each month. So those 7 things, that's really the blueprint for how you build a team. That's the blueprint for how you create duplication. So once you put that blueprint into place and you're practicing those activities, that's how you create a passive residual income. That's how you create a legacy position, meaning an organization that will continue to grow even if you were to stop working. Now, hopefully you won't want to stop working. That's why I say the next video I want to talk about that, because once you get 4 lines who take it away from you, what you're going to see is that's going to put you at an income of at least $100,000 a year, 100,000 euros a year. So you don't need a day job. You don't have to work at the bank anymore. You don't have to deliver pizzas anymore. You could go full-time in the business, and then you could go for the big money, you know, the top pin ranks, and become a real professional top leader in the space, which is what we'll talk about on the follow-up video for this. But for now, you just keep working till you get 4 lines chasing you and drive depth down those 4 lines. I promise you, that'll take you where you want to go if you do those 7 things. Now, I told you I'd give you a resource that'll help you and your team, and I am so excited about this because I've got something that'll really help you. But let me give you your 5 assignments, and this is part of the assignments. So you're serious, you say, yeah, I'm committed, I want to do this, I'm going to be a professional, I'm going to make this my career. Okay, here's your assignment. Number 1, restart enrolling, or start enrolling. All right, just like I said, I want you to get in there and just keep sponsoring until you have 4 lines chasing you, just like we talked about. Number 2 assignment, I want you to schedule 90 minutes for inviting calls. And promise me you're going to do it within the next 48 hours. Sometime within the next 48 hours, you're going to set aside 90 minutes just to do inviting calls for those people that you want to be enrolling. Because remember, I want you to just start sponsoring until you get 4 lines chasing you. The way you do that is inviting. Best way to do it is do it on the phone. Don't spend more than 2 minutes with anyone. You know, look at my blog or read my book if you want. You need some help on that. But just get on and start inviting people. Number 3, the people that enroll, start driving depth just like we talked about. Help them, make that commitment to them. Hey, I'm here, I'm partnering with you, and I'm going to help you drive depth at least 10 levels deep. Number 4, here's the resource I told you about. I want you to register on my new online learning platform. It's called the Gage Academy for Network Marketing Leadership. And this is the most complex, comprehensive, intense, information-dense training platforms ever been done for our profession. It will help your people, it will help you, it will increase their activity, it'll increase their recruiting, it will build your volume, it'll build the number of customers you have. We have courses for all of those things. But most importantly, it's going to teach you and teach your people all of those skill sets that they need to know. And not just the 4 basic ones, because this goes all the way up through the leadership ranks. But I want you to get started with the basic ones right now. So enroll, it's at Gage VT, Victor Thomas, which stands for virtual training. So gagevt.com. We'll put a link here underneath or a link in the video for that. Enroll in Gage VT. And then number 5, share the video and track the progress with your team. In other words, get your people on the platform and then build this, bake it right in the cake. Build this platform into your system. So when somebody enrolls in the business, right away they also enroll on gagevt.com. You'll see the first course is on ethics and professionalism. You want them to watch that within 48 hours. The second course is on how to create duplication. You want them watching that within the first week they join the business. And then from then on out, you got level 2 certification, level 3 certification, level 4 certification. This goes into the power enrolling, the team building, and the leadership stuff. And there's just a lot of courses there. You can mark them as favorites. You can come back. Like some of the ones on inviting, presenting, follow-up, you can just mark them as favorites and just come back every month and study them. And the other thing is when I say I want you to track your team and track their progress, you make sure, did they take that first course? Did they pass the test? Then when you're doing your monthly counseling with people, talk about what are the specific chapters and courses that they should be working on that month. and then follow through the next month when you're doing the counseling. Make sure they took and passed the test at those courses. Because I take it back to where we began. It's always going to be about having the system, having the tools, and the training. So most of you have a system in place. Most companies have tools, and if you don't, like I said, there's lots of generic ones out there. The real missing ingredient, the thing that causes people to have dropouts and no-shows, and their group doesn't hang around, and they don't build a strong customer base, and the people don't recruit enough, is because they don't have the training. And that's why I created this platform. I know this is the link. This is the missing link. If you say, hey, I'm committed, I'm in, I believe in my company, I believe in my products, I believe in network marketing, but I'm just stuck. I haven't been able to break through. I bring in people, but they don't bring in people. I sponsor I got lots of customers, but none of them bring in distributors. Or I bring in distributors and they buy the products, but they don't replicate, they don't duplicate. If that's the case, where the breakdown is training on the skill sets. And the GageVT.com, that platform, you see, it'll take you a couple of $1 million and about 2 years to build this platform. It's got the interactivity, the testing, all these video-based learning modules on all the skill sets your people need. So the first one, again, is the foundational stuff. The second level is all about power enrolling. The third certification level is all about team building, and the fourth certification level is all about the leadership stuff. So and then there's another thing, by the way, called the Randy's Rocket Boosters. You're going to love these because they're just going to be huge for your retention. Because I've got Rocket Booster and there's no test, there's no certifications on those. Those are just there to keep your people focused and inspired and keep them there and help them when they have a particular problem. They say, oh, I live in a small town, it doesn't work. Or I live in a big city, it doesn't work. Or, hey, my key leader just dropped out. Or, hey, I don't have a sponsor. Whatever, I have more than 20 rocket boosters for specific instances. So when you have a challenge in a certain area, or one of your people has a challenge in a certain area, they just log in, get that specific rocket booster, might be 1, 2, 3 minutes long, just to help them in that thing. So I'm really excited about what this can do for your business. I'm really excited about what it's going to do for the profession. Eventually, we're going to have millions of people who reach level 4 certification, doing the business with ethics, with integrity. Instead of fighting over the pie with everybody else in the business, we'll be working together as we lock arms and build a bigger pie to go after the 6.8 billion people in the world who aren't even in network marketing yet, who desperately need what we have, desperately want what we have, and they don't know about it. I'm going to help you, and I'm going to help your team bring in those people. We're going to give them the skills and the training in those skills that they need to be confident and assured, to be active and engaged. So, do your 5 assignments, get registered on the platform, share this video around with your team, and get them involved and watch what happens with your duplication. And like I promised, next time when I come back, we're going to talk about where we go from here, the leadership level stuff, what goes after you build this solid base for duplication. So until then, I hope you guys are having an amazing week, and I'll talk to you next time.